This Cancer new moon is a chance for us to really get clear on our intentions, on our feelings. The water signs rule the emotions, and as much as we would like to shut this out, we actually find the most power when we can express them and understand these emotions. Hi, I'm Dae. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about astrology, spirituality, the law of attraction, and how we can utilize this for our best life here, right now, rather than just looking into the future and wishing. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but there is such beauty around us right now. Sure, there are things that could change, there are things that could be easier, but there is miracles. There are miracles in the present moment as well. And acknowledging those miracles will allow us to feel more clarity in the dreams that we are, manifesting, that we are striving towards. Let's get a card from the Sacred Traveler Oracle just to get the underlying energies of this lunar transit. So whenever we have a new moon, that means that the sun and the moon are conjunct. They are together in the same sign. So we have the sun in the sign of Cancer and the moon in the sign of Cancer, as well as the star Sirius, which is our spiritual sun, conjunct the sun at this time of year. So when we have all of these energies flooding in, it is really important to find clarity within ourselves so that we don't get too overwhelmed by the emotional changes that are occurring. Here we go. Okay, so we have two cards came out. Impasse. Reflect and redirect your energy. Let's see if these, I don't know if these will focus, but then we have infinite abundance. Abundance is pouring into your life. Then we have vast vistas, expand your horizons. So wherever there is some sort of impasse, what is not working in our lives, that is there to redirect our energy so that we can allow in the flow of abundance that is coming to us, that is in our future, that really is in the present moment, but maybe we just can't fully understand how to tap into the flow, because often when we have an impasse, we have some sort of divine redirection. Rejection is divine protection. So wherever there is some sort of impasse that's happening in your life, it's occurring to redirect the energy. Because wherever we put our energy, that is what is going to occur. And we, as humans, we can create so much through our energetic influence, through what we vote for energetically. Like, where are we focusing our mind? When you wake up in the morning, where do you focus your mind? Do you have control over your own mind, or are you allowing some sort of app to take that control? So right now, as we have Sirius, the spiritual sun, in the sky with the sun and the moon in the sign of Cancer, The sign of Cancer rules our roots, the fourth house of the astrology, which is where we come from and where we build a home for ourselves internally and externally. So to have our spiritual sun, Sirius, be coming home to us in this sign, there is a message here that our true home is in the magic, the spirituality, the fact that there is more here. We can ground here on earth, but we can look at the stars. And right now, with the planets, Saturn and Neptune going into retrograde, this is exactly the type of lessons that we are going to be learning. We are going to be learning lessons about spirituality, about dreaming and manifestation, and seeing structures being built or being restructured in ways that we never imagined possible before. So we have had Saturn and Neptune in the sign of Pisces. This inherently is going to give us all a really big crash course on restructuring, because having Saturn in the sign of Pisces, that is all about illusions and dreams, can feel very disorienting when we come from a society that is all about the Capricornian structures. So when we are forced to look at these structures in a new way and have this nebulous experience that Pisces brings about, it really shows us how ungrounded we can feel when we are always looking for outer validation, and that in the midst of the fog, the one way to have some sort of semblance of peace is to find it within yourself. During this greater change of the age of Aquarius, we are going to have the planet Pluto going retrograde again from Aquarius to Capricorn over the summer into the fall. Right now, we have Saturn going retrograde from the sign of Pisces, and it's going to dip back into Aquarius. The Aquarian age is all about building in these new ways, but there takes some sort of restructuring of the way that we have built before. So with these planets, these really big planets, we feel these aspects for a long time around when it happens, because it affects us on such a larger, grand scale. So having Saturn and Neptune in retrograde is now giving us a chance to reevaluate how we've created these structures. With Saturn, how have I created this life? How have I built these structures around me based on what I have been told I need to do? And how can I reintegrate the foundation of these structures in a way that is able to adapt to the coming changes that we have here as we expand into this new Aquarian age? The Piscean age, which we came from, which was all about religion and the fact that maybe that only one person, that like in all of the religious structures, that one person was able to reach into the nebulous abyss of spirituality and contact God, and no other would be able to do that. That the Pope was able to do that. That the cardinals were able to do that. That The priest is able to do that, but the people in the pulpit cannot. That is the illusion, because we all have this access to the divine. It is within each of us, and no one is better than another. No one is higher than another. The idea of a hierarchy is a way of explaining why these people deserve this and these people don't. And that inherently is coming from a toxic lack of consciousness, because we all have access to everything, and we all should have access to everything equally. And the idea that you need to hoard resources or knowledge and keep it away from others, it comes from fear. Now, of course, when you're looking back into history, you would have reasons to do that because of the harsh way that people have treated one another. I'm not ignoring that that has occurred and that we've experienced that. It's all embedded in our bodies. That's what we are learning right now. We are learning what really is creating the pattern in our roots, so that we understand what image is being created, what we are creating in our branches as we grow. Because whatever image you have in your roots will be the image in your branches. So this month we have 2 Capricorn full moons bookending this new moon. This is the first time that we have a new and a full moon in the same sign, in the sister signs, in the same month for, quite a few months now. We have really kind of had a half and half transition period where we've had, 2 sister signs, where we had the Gemini new moon, and it was a Sagittarius full moon in different months. And all of this has, I think we could feel it on some level that it wasn't the pattern that we were used to, that we felt comfortable with. But in order to change a pattern from an unhealthy one to a healthy one, there's got to be a little bit of a shakeup. And it can be uncomfortable. And, that's really what I think we have been feeling with these larger planets in the sign of Pisces, and definitely with their retrogrades. This summer has these big retrogrades that is going to bring us to a new structure. I keep saying that, like a new structure, restructuring, because I'm not really sure of a synonym to describe it, because when you could call it destruction, but it is not, because it's not destruction, it's restructuring. We're at this stage where we don't have to, where not everything has to be torn apart in order to be built again. It's just going to be uncomfortable for a time, because what we can't see underneath the surface, this is the Saturn and Neptune in Pisces, there's so much under the surface that we can't see about how the restructuring is happening, how it's like a reformation of what has been built, of the energetics, of the belief systems, the thought pathways in our brain that we have unconsciously been holding on to. We don't actively see this all happening in front of our eyes. It's happening underneath the surface. We can feel it. And the way to navigate through these changes is to have the faith within yourself, is to have that inner spiritual sun that guides the way. It can be frustrating, I know, to constantly hear that the fog is around you so that you can have more clarity inside. But that's what it is. That's what is happening. And really, this is the way that we are moving into the age of Aquarius. This is the, the poles of the earth are switching. The belief systems that have been embedded within us for so long in the physical bodies, we carry down the generational DNA and patterning. So to reprogram that, to build that anew, while also staying staying alive, still functioning to the best of our ability, we need to do this in a new way. That is what the Age of Aquarius is all about, that everything can happen at once, and that it is what we focus on, which is what will come to be. Whatever we put our energy in is what we will experience. Our energy flows where our attention goes. So during this time, where we look in the world and there is so much uncertainty and there is so much change, we can find this peace within ourselves, within the beliefs that we have, within the structures that we have, within the systems and the communities that we connect to. But it is not out of an obligation, out of a should, or out of finding some sort of semblance of continuity or structure that seems like it will give you a promise within the chaos. Because that's what we're learning here about this Piscean age. That is how we get controlled. That is how we give our power away, by thinking that something out there, whether it is a religious organization, a cult, or a coaching program, where we put the authority onto somebody else, where we give them our money, our time, our energy, our beliefs. Why are we doing that? Why are we putting so much into somebody else rather than ourselves? Now, there's a difference between investing in yourself when you have this concept of who you are and you understand how to make your life better in the next step. But this does not, but a lot of these things can happen through just daily practice, rather than joining some organization or doing some coaching program that we're not ready for, because when you look at the internet right now, which is what's coming up in the Aquarian age, we still very much have this Piscean idea of hierarchy, where we believe that somebody else is going to bring us the salvation that we seek. But this is about us bringing our own salvation, us finding our own salvation. And in that journey, yes, we can find people who connect to us on a spiritual level and feel safe with that. But anytime somebody tells you that they are above you in any way, question that, because they are making you less than just by doing that. And that is a red flag right there. Okay, here we are. This summer is going to be a really good one. If you're on the northern hemisphere and you're in the summer, if you're in the southern hemisphere and you're in the winter, you're still gonna feel the change. Trust me, because the astrology is what is changing. It is a summer of love. It is a winter of love. It is a season of love. But first we have to learn how to love ourselves. And I know how, like, cheesy that is, because how can we love ourselves when we've been taught to hate ourselves and to criticize ourselves and to not see the worth that we inherently are? That's the greatest rebellion. That's the greatest revolution. Nothing that we do on the outside, I gotta tell you, no dates, no friendship groups, nothing on the outside is going to numb what we are searching for inside enough to really fulfill us. Nothing is going to fill us up like we can. Because then when you have the full cup, then who you start attracting, then you start attracting people with full cups too. And then you can trust that the friends and relationships that you are drawing in are safe for you, are healthy for you, aren't just a repeated pattern. Because really, that's the trick. I mean, that's what we all want, right? To live new patterns, to not be stuck in the same patterns. And this is our chance. Right now, make the intentions with this new moon. What action do you want to take? Is it cleaning your house? Is it posting about your business? Is it writing in your journal? Is it lying down and moving? Is it sitting by the water and crying and journaling? Whatever it is you want to do, whatever it is that's calling you, it's for a reason. And you can trust the process. Well, thank you for being here yet again. I will see you in the next one.